Tiga. Hi everyone! Welcome to the very first podcast about two Wi-Fi. The podcast that we talk about education and daily life, where we believe the smallest conversations can hold the biggest meanings.
So here we are as a host for today. I'm Tommy.
I'm Dwi.
And I am Firda. We are your hosts, the three future educators who are curious, slightly nervous, and definitely excited about what it really means to teach.
Every teacher has a story. Some start in school and stay there forever, and others move, shift, grow, and sometimes end up teaching in both high school and university.
And as people who are just starting out, that really make us curious. What it's really like to teach in high school and university?
And to help us dig into that, we are invited a very special guest, Mr. Andi Maulana Hakim, MPD.
Welcome.
Okay, thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah, Mr. Andi is an experienced English teacher who taught at Bimbel Queen,
Yes,
a popular tutoring center for high school students, and now work as a lecturer at Pakuan University
Yes.
in Faculty of English Education.
So he really knows what if like to stand in front of the both high schoolers and university students. That makes him the perfect person to help us break this down.
We'll talk about how teaching styles shift, how students behave differently, the challenge of both rules, and of course, what makes teaching so rewarding in each setting.
So, Papa, how are you today?
I'm fine, Dwi. Thank you so much. Thank you, Firda and Tommy, for inviting me to this podcast. I hope we could share some of the knowledge that you might need to know about. Yeah.
Yeah. So, should we move to the main topic right now? Shall we?
Sure, why not?
Okay, maybe Tommy can read
Okay.
So,
questions.
Mr. Andy.
Yes.
Let's talk about something simple. What made you want to become a teacher in the first place? It was your plan or just happened?
Oh, that's a good question actually. I wasn't really planning on becoming a teacher, so this is not the first choice I have. I was thinking about becoming either a writer or something else back then, but somehow along the way, because I was enrolled into the teachers training faculty, so I just move along with it, and then at the end of the day, somehow I become a teacher.
Same with me actually.
Yes, everybody
yes.
have that kind of experience, I guess.
Sometimes I feel like I sign wrong faculty.
Yeah. Sometimes
Yes.
you do feel like that. Sometimes we feel like we are in the wrong train,
Wrong train.
into an unknown places.
Yeah.
Wrong path.
But bear with it. I mean, like if you really like teaching or you enjoy sharing with people, just bear with it. Go on with the page itself. Perhaps you'll find a perfect place for yourself later on.
Yes.
I have a question. What motivated you to move from teaching in high school, like in Bimbel Queen, to lecturing at a university?
Well, basically, I teach in Pakuan University first, and I got offered by one of my colleagues to teach in Bimbel. So I think it's a good opportunity because I haven't been teaching in high school for quite some times. During my PPL time, I was teaching in SMA 6 Bogor back then when I doing my PPL, and then along the way, I was offered that kind of teaching in high school from Bimbel. So I thought it was a good opportunity to understand about high schoolers. It was a good experience. I mean, like I can see the difference then. I can see the difference between university student and then as high school students.
I think this is can take because now we got first PPL.
We haven't. We will.
Yeah,
will.
it's near.
Yeah, it's near.
Okay.
We like.
Yeah. Okay, we can share.
Yes.
Perhaps you can share about it. What would you like to know about it?
So, from your experience,
Yes.
like what feel most difference when teaching high school students compared to the university student? Because maybe we went through with in future, maybe.
Okay. I was teaching in I don't know about the 10th or the 11th grader because I mainly teach in the 12th grader. In the 12th grader, the situation, the psychological thing of the students is quite different because schools are maintained from 8 until 4, right? So it's kind of drain them energy. Yeah. So from what I had, from my experience, some students might get too exhausted in the morning, or either they are quite excited around the afternoon.
Oh yeah, because they're tired.
Yeah, because they had some kind of, they wake up early and they had some kind of assignments, lots of it, and they have to stand by at school from 8 until 4. It's kind of tiring.
Yeah.
Perhaps you might have been there once, or perhaps you could see your own nephew or your
In junior high school,
brother.
junior high school.
Yes.
A full day school is kind of tiring for some students, especially when they're in the 12th grader. After they finish school, they might go to extra lesson. Some students are very different in school and university. In university, some students might feel kind of more excited because they already know what they want to achieve, they know what they want to be. But in high school, sometimes some students did not know what they are going to be in the future, so it's kind of hard to ask them to follow some lessons, particular lesson. It's just tricky to make them sit and to make them pay attention to us when we're teaching. Sometimes they don't need what we teach. Perhaps they want to be something else. It's hard, different with the university students.
Trendy, the expectation for teachers or lecturers are different in the two settings. Like, what do student or school expect from you in each place?
Of course, there are differences between the expectation and role from university and university. When I teach in the university, the expectation from the higher ups and role might have to be adjusted because university students, I need to be some kind of ask them to understand about how this will work in the real life. What you learn in the faculty will be applied in the real life situation.
In work,
That's the expectation and the role I should apply when I teach in university. But when I teach in high school, I don't really apply that because some of them might going to study at the university, so they can dig more about what their passion are, what they're going to achieve in the future. So I just adjust and adapt with the situation. Then the roles and the expectation are also different.
And Mr. Andy,
Yes.
do you stick to the same teaching style in both places, or did you need to switch things up when you moved to university?
Well, I should say I kind of switch, but there are signature. I mean, like when you meet a new person, you might bring your old characteristic, right? Your signature from it.
your style, your style.
The style might be quite the same, but I need to adjust with the audience itself because I cannot use my words, my statement in university into high school students because mentally, psychologically, they are different.
In university, student is adult.
Yes.
And
In high school, they're teenagers.
and teenagers.
Yeah. So we need to focus on that aspect, psychological aspect. When we talk with the teenager, we need to be like a brother to them. When we talk with the adult, we might place ourselves as a friend. That's a different thing. Because when we place ourselves as a friend with the teenager, they might not be impolite. Some students might.
They might be not respect us.
For some reason, yes, I agree with you, Tommy. So, but the signature is the same,
Same.
So I just with the audience itself, I need to switch when I teach in the high school. I need to be a brother to them, so I can give them motivation and I can point them to the right direction. I could share about my opinion when they sometimes in the high school, some students ask me questions about how is it like the life in a university. Is it different between the university life and
Very
the
different.
school life?
Very.
You can answer it yourself, right?
We've been through that. And
Yeah.
Really different. Also.
Really different, right? So I just give them that kind of experience. This will happen when you enter a university. This is in a high school, so you can point the different to them, so they can think for themselves.
So, same as the last questions. Do you make a bonding with the
Humble.
or maybe
I still use the same approach with what I do in university. I still talk with them outside the school. I still apply that kind of stuff because we always have this kind of problem. Yeah, some people might call students are lazy or students are not productive or not being focused. Yeah, but basically, either in high school or in a university, we need to get close to them to understand the problem. We cannot just put the label. This is a lazy student. This is not a productive student. Most of the time, when I approach them, they have some kind of problem they don't share with their friends.
Of course, yes.
So basically, to build that connection, I used to approach them outside the school, or I just text them about why during my class you didn't really focus, and then they might answer with, I slept late and then I had to do some assignment, so I couldn't focus in the classroom. Basically, things like that. Like I said earlier, being too exhausted, about being drained with assignment and school stuff, project. So that's what happened during the class, basically.
So we don't judge them.
Yes.
We don't judge them.
We can judge. We can judge them by the cover.
Yeah.
Understand. We must understand them.
Yeah, based on my experience in high school, they're not lazy. Some students might get sleepy on the table or some things. It's because they sleep too late. They sleep around 2 or 3 perhaps, and early in the morning they have to
Me too.
get up.
Me too.
Yeah.
I have actual experience about that.
Yeah, early in the morning they have to get up because they stay up late to do the assignment. Early in the morning they have to get up, go back to school, and that's just how the routine are. It's kind of boring and exhausting if you really going into that day by day.
Yes.
So we cannot judge them by being not productive in the classroom or by being lazy. We need to approach them personally to understand what's the problem. Not only in the high school, university as well. Some students in university have the same problem. Perhaps some different explanation. Like Tommy earlier said, perhaps they are not in the right faculty.
Yes.
So they didn't really give their best.
Or maybe they have another job, like side job, interest.
Yes, that's exactly the explanation about the university student. When they get not focused and then they're being to drift off during classroom, perhaps they have some other things they need to do. Maybe perhaps like you said, they have some projects, some jobs that really drain them, and then they have to go to college because it's a difficult thing, to manage the time between work and college.
Yes.
So I respect people who can do both and graduate.
Yes, very
I had high respect on them.
They
It's
are
a great
they
thing.
are warrior.
Yeah, warrior, strong.
So, Mr. Andy,
Yes.
looking back, what were some challenges you faced while teaching high school students, and how did those compare to your current role and university?
Okay. Well, that's the thing I said earlier. The challenge is how to bond with them, how to make them trust me to teach, because teaching is about trusting. If you don't trust your teacher, if you don't trust your teacher, right? If you don't trust our teacher, you don't trust your teacher, there might be a problem in the classroom. So basically, the basic challenge for me is to bond with them, to make them accept me. That dynamic going on, so they can feel enjoy in the classroom. They can learn fully to their potential. That challenge I face. The same thing in a university as well. Some students, especially when we're teaching in a university, some students are already adult, like Tommy said. Adult means that they have their own thoughts, they have their own opinion about people.
Yes.
They already have that kind of judgment about one person to another. So different mindset. Opinions. So we need to place ourselves into their frame, pose ourselves as not a threat but as a friend. Because in my opinion, teaching is not about being I'm the teacher and then you have to obey me. That's not about it. For me, teaching is not about I'm the teacher and you need to obey me, but I'm the teacher and then you're the students. Let's do our role. Let's do our role in the classroom and make learning fun. So that's my opinion. So I try to apply that anywhere I teach. Either in high school or in a university, I always try to apply that. How to make the classroom feel safe for the students, especially.
I think related to Mr. Andy.
Yeah.
Because I had experience about that. In senior high school,
Uh-huh.
I don't like
What
one
happened?
teacher.
What happened? What happened?
I think because I don't like the teachers,
Uh-huh.
I'm so difficult for.
Follow the lesson, yeah? Follow the lesson.
I can follow the lesson. I think because my point of view is I don't like them. I don't like her.
Yeah.
So it's her. It's her.
So I think what is that?
You don't like the person, so you can get what
Yeah, yeah.
material.
Yes. Yes, okay.
Because you don't like
that's
person.
that's the biggest problem. I mean, like, it's factual. It happens to all of us. Yeah? It happens to all of us. I mean, like, back then when I was a student as well, I feel that same kind. When if you don't like the teachers or if you don't like the lecturer, you might feel kind of far from them. Not only that you don't want to listen to them, you cannot only understand. You can what is being explained by the teacher as well. So it's kind of difficult. So the first point is how to make them feel safe in the classroom, feel accepted in the classroom, so they can be themselves. If the place is safe, people will be what they are. But if they don't feel safe, learn to wear mask, just to save, just to get through.
I think that the way is to make them friendly with us,
Yeah.
but make them to respect us.
Yeah, that's two main point between respect. Yeah? If you respect someone, it's either because they really deserve to be respected,
Nice.
or because you scare.
Scare them.
yeah.
Fear them.
Fear.
Yeah, you fear them, and then you need to respect them, because if you don't respect them, you can be punished or something else. But if the person is really deserve to be respected, it's a different story.
There is mirror.
Yeah, because there's a good saying. It says, "Respect is earned." Yeah, I mean, like, if you want it to be respect, show to them, show them about what respect is, and then
Yes.
teach them how to respect.
Yeah.
You can ask, not like, you need to respect me. I cannot ask that kind of thing, because that respect will be a lie.
Yeah.
Mr. Andy,
Yes.
how do you build strong relationship with your students? It is harder with teenagers or with university students?
Technically, it's the teenagers that's the hardest part, because basically, teenagers kind of hard to maintain and to build relationship, to build that kind of bond that you said,
Yeah.
because most of teenagers now are having that kind of trauma thing. They don't really trust adult somehow. Back then, when let's say 2012 or something, it is easier for us to build connection with high school and university students. But nowadays, both are kind of difficult to build with. I teach this semester, and I had to work quite hard to build that bond with the university students. They don't seem to trust adult, or maybe they don't really like to overshare their stories. Either way, so it's kind of hard to build them. There's no more room for discussion nowadays. Yeah.
I think basically because the teenagers now have principle in the
Because some people being exposed to social media,
social media.
way too much.
Yeah.
But I need to highlight that knowing the information is not always having the knowledge.
Of course.
Words today.
I need to highlight that knowing the information doesn't mean that you have the knowledge. It's just information. Information is not always knowledge, but knowledge can be an information.
Because I think in social media, the teenagers don't test the knowledge,
Yeah.
because they just watch the knowledge. They don't test the core of the knowledge.
I agree with you, Tommy. Basically, when you read something through social media, you find something in social media and then you read through it, it's just some kind of information. If you don't really dig deeper about it, it's just gonna be some information, and then you share that information with another people. That's just a change of information, but the knowledge might not be there. But if you dig deeper about that, and then you try to understand more, that could be a knowledge. And when you share it, you share knowledge, not just
Yes,
information. For example, if I heard about the news, some places are being are lit on fire, and I share that with you and with other people. It's just about information that there is a place being lit on fire. But what's the knowledge in it?
Yeah, that's just for information.
Yeah, that's just for information. But we dig deeper. Perhaps there are causes or something else. We can dissect that, and then we can say that, oh, this fire is caused by this. So
yeah.
can be a knowledge. We need to be careful. So when we leave home or when we leave someplace, we need to turn off the electricity.
Yeah.
That could be a knowledge.
Careful, more careful. Yeah.
To be more careful.
And here fun one is, if you had to choose,
Mm-hmm.
would you rather teach in high school, Bimbel,
Mm-hmm.
or university?
It's a hard choice, yeah. It's hard choice.
Teacher or adult?
Yeah.
Major or doubt, yes.
Or
Or that's the safest answer. Or well, if we talk about the amount of information that we can share, I would prefer teaching at university adult. But if we talk about the massive experiences about how to enjoy life and how to find new things, I guess the teenagers will be best. Because teenagers can explore about many
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
yeah.
Yes, of course.
While as an adult, we need to focus on one certain thing. So basically, it's kind of hard to choose between those two. Yeah, it's hard choice between those two. But if I have to choose, perhaps maybe I will choose becoming a lecturer.
why?
Because the way I can share information with the students can be asked the significant difference. Yeah? Adult students, university students, we can ask them to analyze.
Oh, yes.
But in a teenager in high school, we could still do the same, but the way they analyze is not quite sharp because they haven't learned about how to analyze stuff and how to put the analysis into a good arrangement. Not all though, yeah. Not all. There are. I found one or two students in high school that have already developed their critical thinking. The cognitive is already good. The same thing happened in the university. Not all, but most of the students in university have already been developed in their critical thinking stuff.
And lastly,
Yeah.
what message you want to share with future educators who are just getting ready to teach for the first time?
Like us, we are education cert program, so we will be a future teacher, educators.
Future
So
Would you have a message?
I would say the same thing I said earlier. Perhaps you can still remember that one. Make your class feel safe for the students, because this is a not a one-way interaction. This is a two-way interaction. Teaching is not about you, it's about your students. Because no matter how good you are, if you can make the students feel safe, cannot make the students understand what you're saying, then you need to learn more on becoming a teacher. Because teaching is not about yourself, it's about how to make the students experience the right thing that can bring a good future for them. So that's the thing I would like to say to you. Make the class safe, enjoyable. Students can enjoy your material, you can enjoy teaching, and then, yeah, grade is good, but only grade will not make you survive out there. You need to relax in the class. I mean, like, when you enter,
Enjoy.
what do you have in your mind when you enter the classroom that makes you feel safe and you can relax and you can be yourself in the classroom, compared to a
It's
class,
happy.
compared to a classroom where you want to enter that, you need to gather your courage because there will be threat. Perhaps I'm going to be asked question. Maybe I'm not going to survive this class. How do you feel to enter that classroom? Depressed.
Depressed,
Yes.
anxiety.
No happy, sad.
Yeah.
The environment is not.
Nah, the environment is not
Environment
safe.
Yeah.
You might want to get through it fast and safe. But if the class is enjoyable, the teacher is nice, and the friends is nice, the environment is safe, you might enjoy being there, and then you want to go there again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, yes.
Yeah. So that's the
Because
thing.
that in there is fun.
Yeah. So you need to encourage the students to learn.
Go to class.
If the students is relaxed, they are willing to learn. If the students is stressed,
No.
they are not willing to learn.
They just want to go home.
Yes.
I just want to go home.
Crying in my room.
Yeah.
That's the point. So if I should say something, make the class relax and fun. make the students willing to learn. So you don't need to yell, you don't need to be angry with them. You just need to focus on some words, and then the students will cooperate with you willingly.
Okay, thank you so much, Pandi. Thank you
Yes.
so much for all the lessons that you have said.
Message
Yeah.
for us, the
Yeah.
future educators.
Hopefully it could be a good message for all of you. Yeah.
Yes.
I
Can be
agree with you.
can be applicated
Yes.
Yes.
later on.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. One and two.
Alright. I pray for the best for you guys.
Amin.
And as a future educators, I feel like we learned so much from today's conversations. It's one thing to study teaching in theory, but hearing from someone who lived it in both high school and university really opened our eyes.
Totally agree. It made me think seriously about what kind teacher what I want to be.
Yeah.
And how flexible we'll need to be depending on who we are teaching.
Yeah, it's clear that teaching is not just about delivering material.
Yes.
It's about understanding your students, building trust, and adapting you grow. Whether it stands in high school or young adults at university, the connection matters.
Yeah. We're really thankful to Mr. Andi Maulana Hakim and PD for sharing
Yes.
your real experience.
experience.
Yeah.
Yes, well, thank you so much for
Yeah.
inviting me here.
Yeah, a student preparing to enter the classrooms, maybe next PLP. Yeah, this
Best
kind
of
of
luck.
insight means
Next
so
month.
Yeah, okay, next month. Oh my
Next
god.
one. Okay, best
Yeah.
of luck, man.
Okay.
And for those of you listening who are also on the path to becoming teachers or lecturers, we hope this episode gave you some encouragement and perspective.
Okay.
Hey guys, if you like this conversation, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment.
And
Okay.
share this video.
And share this video with your fellow future educators for updates and relatable content about teaching and learning.
Alright, that wraps up our very first episode. Thank you for being here with us, Mr. Andy.
Okay, thank you so much. My
We
pleasure.
can't wait to keep growing, learning, and sharing together.
Yeah.
So, this is 215, where we believe that smallest conversation can hold the biggest meaning. Okay, see you.
See you next time.
This is Tunes Remix.